Hey guys, welcome back to the game room. Casual Gamer 84 here. Today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about some games that I picked up. A little retro bundle or retro lot. So surprisingly, in the last video, I promised a viewer some retro content, and I've got that retro content now. Um, so I've got a whole array of different generations of of consoles here. Uh, Also in this video, I'm going to do the same thing I done in my last video. I had a few other viewers tell me that they liked it when I put in some gameplay footage. Kind of give them an idea of whether or not they wanted to play the game or whether or not they thought they'd like the game. If they hadn't played it before or didn't know about it. So I'm going to do that and I'll put it up here somewhere. I don't know. But first, for the NES, I got Double Dribble. Um, it's a basketball game for the NES. There's not really a whole lot more to say about it. I probably won't play it. I didn't have it in the collection. It was in the lot, so now I'll put it in the collection. If I'm gonna play a basketball game on a retro console, it's gonna be NBA Jam Tournament Edition on SNES or Sega Genesis. The next one I got is a beat 'em up. That is Data East's Bad Dudes. It was a good arcade game. Not so much on the home console port. And that's happened quite a bit. They'll have an arcade hit, and then they'll port it to home console, and they don't do a very good job of porting it, or the time that it came out, the technology just wasn't there to match the arcade at a home console level. The next one is a kind of an action platformer. That is Capcom's Strider. It's a fun game, so I definitely recommend that one. If you like that style of game, I would recommend picking that up or finding it on. I'm not sure if it's on the eShop or not. If you've got a Switch, so you might check that out. But it is a fun game, so it's definitely one that if you like action platformers to try. The next one is another action platformer that is Ninja Gaiden. It's a good game. It's one of my favorite games growing up on the NES. I played it a lot. I already have this one in the collection, so this one will be a resale or a bundle with a console and sell. But it was in there nonetheless. Moving on from that generation to the next generation, I have a few SNES games. The first one is a side-scrolling shooter, and that is Super R-Type. This is a really fun game. I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't consider myself a huge side-scroll shooter fan, but I do like to play them from time to time. It's one of them things that's easy to do. Sit down with a cold beverage of your choice and play a few levels just to pass the time. But it is a good one, so I would recommend that if you're into side-scrolling shooters. Then it's Super R-Type. The next one I got, and this is what sold a lot on me. It's the first thing that I seen when I was scrolling through it, and then I looked at the rest of the games. I owned this one back a year or so ago when I first started collecting again, and then I traded it for add some other stuff to the collection, knowing that I would get it back, and I got it back, so I'm going to add it to the collection. That is Capcom's Super Ghouls and Ghosts. It is a fun action platformer. It's hard, but it's a fun game. There's a lot of play value there. You can sit down, play a few levels. It's really fun. It's really addicting. You want to see how far you can get, and you end up, wanting to play it for 20 minutes, and then an hour later you realize, oh wait, I'm still playing Super Ghouls and Ghosts. But it's a good fun game, so I definitely check that out. So the next generation of console that I got is for the PlayStation 1. Another action platformer. So I got quite a few action platformers, which is probably my preference in retro games. So that's a good thing. And that is Rayman for the PlayStation 1. It is a disc-based game, and surprisingly, to be PlayStation 1 era game, the disc is in really good shape. There might be a few smudges on it, but there's really no scratches on it at all. And it is a really fun game. And surprisingly, just the other day I was talking to a friend of mine. She said she remembered playing this in her childhood and said it was a really fun action platformer. I hadn't played it until I got this copy, and I played it for the footage, and I really enjoyed it. So I definitely give it a playthrough. And actually, I own another Rayman game on the Switch. Yeah, Rayman Legends. I picked it up Black Friday, I think. Got a good deal on it. I've not played it, but I can tell you that I definitely will give it a playthrough now, as I like the Rayman on the PS1. So once I finish that one up, I'll definitely pop this one in and give it a go. So the next generation of console I got was the Xbox One, and I picked up the Punisher. And it's a fun game. It's a third-person action game. I think like Splinter Cell or Siphon Filter. It's a good game. It's made by THQ. They put out some good stuff. And if you've watched my Game Room Tour video, you know that I'm a huge Marvel fan. So this is right up my alley. If you've not watched my Game Room Tour video, I'll link it at the end. So definitely check that out. But you'll see in that video if you watch it. You can't see now because it's off camera. But I do have some Punisher wall art. Punisher is one of my favorite Marvel characters. So the next one I got was for the Xbox 360. And as I mentioned in my Game Room Tour, I'm a huge Castlevania fan. And I picked up the Castlevania Lords of Shadows collection. It comes with the Castlevania Lords of Shadows, Castlevania Lords of Shadows Mirror of Fate, and the Lords of Shadows 2 demo. So I picked it up, and it is it's a fun game. It's not your normal, retro Castlevania or Metroidvania style game. It's more of a hack and slash, like God of War, Devil May Cry. It is a 2-disc game, and both discs are in great condition. The only thing that I'd done when I got it is it was just in a regular Xbox 360 case, and both discs were stacked together. I've got a closet full of stuff where I buy lots, or I go to the bins and pick up empty cases, and I had one of the 2-disc cases. So I swapped the case out. But it is a fun game, so if you like the hack and slash genre of games, definitely check that one out. So again, guys, thanks for watching. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for notifications. I hope you're enjoying the content, and again, I'll link some more videos. Go back and watch those. So until next time.